Did you know that in Islam, Jesus is considered one of the greatest prophets and a messenger of God? In this video, an Islamic scholar shares 10 surprising facts about Jesus that many Christians may not be aware. From the story of his birth and miraculous abilities in the Quran to his role in monotheism and the coming of the Prophet Muhammad, these facts offer a deeper understanding of Jesus' significance in Islam. Don't miss out on these enlightening insights into the Prophet Jesus. The story of Jesus in the Quran. In Islam, Jesus is considered to be one of the greatest prophets and is revered as a messenger of God. Muslims believe that Jesus was chosen by God to deliver his message to humanity and to guide people towards righteousness and salvation. Jesus is mentioned by name in the Quran numerous times and is held in high regard by Muslims around the world. Jesus and the crucifixion in Islam. According to Islamic belief, Jesus was not crucified, but rather was raised up to heaven by God. The Quran states that Jesus was not crucified and that God saved him from being subjected to such a fate. Instead, it is believed that God raised Jesus up to heaven in order to protect him from his enemies and to preserve his mission. Jesus' miracles in Islam. Jesus is believed to have performed many miracles in his lifetime, including curing the blind and raising the dead. These miracles are seen as signs of Jesus' divinely ordained mission and serve as evidence of his status as a prophet of God. In the Quran, Jesus is described as a person who was able to perform miracles through the power of God, and many Muslims look to Jesus as an example of how to live a righteous and devout. Jesus and monotheism in Islam. Jesus is believed to have received revelation from God and taught about the importance of monotheism and submission to God's will. In Islam, Jesus is seen as a messenger of God who received revelation from him and who taught about the importance of monotheism and submission to God's will. Jesus is believed to have preached about the oneness of God and the need for people to worship him alone. Jesus as the Son of God in Islam. In Islam, Jesus is not considered to be the Son of God or a part of the Holy Trinity. Islam teaches that Jesus was a prophet and a messenger of God, but he is not considered to be divine or a part of the Godhead. Muslims believe in the oneness of God and reject the idea of the Holy Trinity. Jesus as a guide for the children of Israel. The Quran teaches that Jesus was a messenger of God who came to guide the children of Israel, to bring them back to the true path of worship. According to Islamic belief, Jesus was sent by God to the children of Israel in order to guide them and to lead them back to the true path of worship. The Quran states that Jesus was given the task of confirming the earlier revelations that had been given to the prophets before him and of preaching the message of monotheism to the people. Jesus is Islam. Jesus is also known as Isa in Islam and is considered to be a prophet of great significance. In the Quran, Jesus is referred to as Isa and is described as a prophet who was greatly favored by God. Muslims hold Jesus in high regard and see him as a model of righteousness and devotion to God. Jesus and the Prophet Muhammad in Islam. In Islamic tradition, Jesus is believed to have foretold the coming of the Prophet Muhammad, who is considered to be the final and most important prophet in Islam. According to some Islamic tradition, Jesus is believed to have foretold the coming of the Prophet Muhammad and to have preached about his message. Muslims believe that Muhammad was the final and most important prophet, and that his message completed and superseded the messages of all the prophets who came before him. Jesus' return and final judgment in Islam. According to Islamic belief, Jesus will return to earth at the end of time and will play a role in the final judgment of humanity. Muslims believe that Jesus will return to earth at the end of time and will play a role in the final judgment of humanity. It is believed that Jesus will come back to earth to fight against the forces of evil and to bring about justice and righteousness. He will then help to judge all of humanity, deciding who will enter paradise and who will be punished for their actions. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.